Never received any t-shirts from the EFFSC National. Tina, we only request t-shirts from the school. Even if the school does not give us accommodation to accommodate those first year we are assisting during Sofunda Ngenkani, EFF motherboard is nowhere to give us accommodation. We will be stranded silale nabantwana under the bridge. But it is surprising that in both these reports, treasury report and organizational report, that ECST members are being delegated to us.
I want to go straight to the Office of Research Policy and Political Education, headed by Comrade Mpomute. That office is not active. It has not been active for a long time. There are no political inductions. There is nothing to branches. So we want members, as members who are political educated. We don't want criminals, as Thomas Sankara argued. Well, I will go to page 13, SRC governance. Well, under this leadership, indeed, we have managed to register SRC victories in different provinces. And I want to thank the CSCT, led by His Excellency President Manda and Musikoza, and also all ground forces of the EFF Students Command. Also, page 14, we were arrested and suspended. Some of us were even expelled from the University of Forte. Indeed, we wrote several emails to the organization. Indeed, we were assisted by the CSCT. So I am so worried because there's nothing that talks about Forte in that report, SG. So maybe you have forgotten, but it's fine. Page 18, SRC levies. I think as delegates of this conference, we need to talk about SRC levies. There is no way where we will see SRC who are not contributing to the organization. In those commissions, let us discuss about SRC levies. We don't want SRC who are untouchable, who do not contribute, who do not add value in the organization. So SRC must be able to contribute to the organization, in the growth of the organization. So also, on the issue of membership, SG, as
Godfrey, your time is done. You are the last person from the back, no? Oh, man.
We're here in the back.
But I said everyone must come and queue here.
You said we must stand here.
Hey, there's no need for you to shout like that. I said, all of you, come and queue here,
but
and everyone came here.
Why should I walk there?
So don't come then. Who must then take you? Don't come. Hey, continue, my brother. You are the last person.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No, you can't talk to me like that. You say you can't walk here.
It's fine. We'll walk.
How?
Thank you very much, President. My name is Kagiso Nkuna. I'm the Secretary General of the Sidibeng College SRC. I'm from Sebokeng campus. The first issue I'd like to highlight on the organizational report, there's an issue whereby comrades are leaving the organization. There's comrades who are capable enough to lead. They've left the organization because they felt that they are not included in the programs of the EFF Student Command, and they are not taken seriously. The likes of Comrade Tukelo Sibupela from Sidibeng region, who has left the Student Command to start his own political formation. Those are comrades and that we as a region appreciated. And what is it that the CSCT is doing to appreciate members who contribute positively to the organization? The second issue is that Comrade Mafia, Commissar Mafia is responsible for international affairs. And yet we were visited today by Eswatini. And why was he not given his duty to perform so that he can introduce Comrade President from Eswatini? I am saying that because the report says he's been on leave till date from April. And we see that he was here today, and that duty must have been delegated to him. That's my submission for today. Thank you very much, President.
Next, it's you, my sister.
Thank you very much. My name is Nomonde Dlamini from the University of Zululand, KwaZulu-Natal. I'm the SRC deployee. I want to talk on organizational reports. SG, on your organizational reports, you mentioned all the offices and their duties, but it seems like all the offices have suffered COVID-19 except for the office of organizer. In the office of organizer, you said the organizer failed to fulfill his duties. And in the constitution, it says the organizer together with the SG, in conjunction with the treasurer, they must organize the programs of the EFF Student Command. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that if the organizer failed to fulfill, the three of you failed. And then I want to talk on the issue of SRC deployee. As the SRC deployee, the system at the universities is not the same. At the University of Zululand, the system regards a person as an individual. So this SRC that we are deployed, it's us in the ground who deployed. But when we are in governance, we are regarded as individuals. So how can we not win and lose in the following year when our SG expects our SRC president to requisite 10,000 so that they can be able to attend conferences? How can we not win and lose the following year when our SRC president has to practice theft? The same thing that CRC was addressing, that we must not promote theft. Requisiting money on behalf of students without their knowledge, attending in confa of student command is theft, because akukho la ukuthi uma usuku governance kumele siyahluleka siyathatha imali size sizoattend inkonfa, but then mase sibuyele emuva sisale sikhulunywa kuthiwa i-student command were failing ukuthi sinikeze ama-sanitary towels, were failing to give food parcels.
Your time is over, my sister. Next.
Ndibulele President. Igama lami ngubuntu. Suka eTUT KZN Durban branch. Ndizo engage kwi organizational report because I think it is very important that all of us to engage actually must be given a more time, but we respect the decision of the higher structure, because organizational report, it's where we check the state of the organization. It's where we check, is the organization going in the wrong direction or in the right direction? So we're very interested in an organizational report. In the growth of the organization, is it going with quantity or with quality? And in the abona KZN lapho kwakuthi deploy khona ukomeza Prince Msomi ikhule kakhulu. So siya appreciate logo leadership. But the worry that we must have ukuthi ikhule ngequantity, and what are we doing to convert that quantity to a quality of the organization? So sibuye size kwi role ka Sofunda Ngenkani. Now Sofunda Ngenkani doesn't serve a purpose ngokubona kwami. We are becoming the administrators of the institution just to show direction now. That is a finance, that is a housing. So it's where as an organization you must do a self-introspection and spend a program ezobakli, and Sofunda Ngenkani mayingaqali xa qala unyaka iphele kuphela but mayiqhubeke. And also leadership uthethe nge-relationship between the EFF and the EFF Student Command. So leadership, the relationship that we must have, it must benefit all of us. And we understand that we are the members of the EFF because before being members and on EFF Student Command, because we are the members of the community before being students. But we need to work with the comrades of Matapoti. They must respect the student leadership. I will make an example at East London, PCM, Chairman Mvelo and the political commissar can also attest. We made our duty to go to the leadership of the region to articulate what is the importance of the working relationship between the students and the Matapoti, because some of them, they think that now we want something, we don't want anything to them. But we want to contribute in the struggle of economic emancipation in our lifetime.
Your time
because
is
we
over,
cannot run away
Buntu.
to the fact that students are playing
Your time
a
is
prominent
over, Buntu.
role in the growth of the EFF Student Command.
Your time is over, Buntu. Next.
Thank you so much, President. My name is Ponso Tlongwane. Of course, I'm going to comment on the organizational report, which I believe, of course, that the SG, first and foremost, I would like to acknowledge your report that you've actually been so detailed in terms of the events. But I want to believe that some of, or perhaps maybe the report lacks what I call that, political activities in terms of, detailed report when it comes to political activities as to how far are we as the, the student command in terms of pushing the agenda of transformation, and also in terms of a detailed, or perhaps what we can say the statistics in terms of when you took office, how many general workers of the university have been insourced. So I think that you were not detailed, or maybe you didn't go into detail in terms of outlining these kind of political programs, in terms of also how far are we in pushing the amendments of draconian policies that are governing our institutions, currently. So I think you were more detailed on the operational issues as compared to political programs. So I believe that perhaps maybe my question is that it's either whether this is the problem of communication between the branches and the CSCT, or maybe generally we're not doing well in terms of, as the student command institutions of Highland, because I don't believe that is solely your responsibility to ensure that the student command pushes the issues of transformation and, also ensure that we amend the draconian policies that are guiding our universities, and also the insourcing. It is the responsibilities of the branches. So I want to know whether generally branches are not doing well in terms of championing these issues, or the problem is the communication, that you do not get the reports yourself that comes, that the branches have actually been able to champion these issues. So my last point is that, what is your recommendation in terms of ensuring that the next CSCT is able to deal with these issues, adequately so? Thank you so much.
Next.
Mandla, greetings comrades, igama unsika wakanene, uqhamuka UKZM PMB, the People's Branch. I just have few comments on the organizational reports from the secretary, and emphasis on the state of our province. I feel as if our states of our province are not actually our states of provinces, but it's exceptionally states of our PSCT. There's nothing much that we are being told about what's happening within our provinces, while comrades are going through the most without anyone being there to assist them. I will speak for my province, Lankamuga Khona. It's been for years whereby we keep on preaching the very same thing, Jalon Jal. Comrades, we are alone. No one is coming to assist us. Comrades are only coming through when comrades have made sacrifices and tried by any means possible to make sure that that program is successful for the organization. Then leadership will come. after all of that, with no t-shirts, with nothing to support but just themselves, and will expect to uphold and make sure that they are controlling that program, a program that they do not know. How can you control a program that you are not there for, even mobilization yakhona? You did not know what we went through, how did we go through zonke lezo zinto lezo? Then at the end of the day, when usufuna ukusibamba, the secretary spoke about PSCT PEL in the provincial reports. We have many problems. So funda ngenkani is a problem. We are shifting direction in a hugest way possible. Tremendous, yeah. You are changing direction, Ganjal. We are becoming administrators. Firstly, when I arrived in the AFFSC, you were taking a comrade by hand, going to an office, telling the administrator there that this child, because she qualifies or he qualifies, is entering this institution. But now what are we doing? We are taking the students, we are putting them in lines of administration there. We are just mere administrators of institutions. I think the EFFSC is losing touch there. And what is making the EFFSC touch that? It's because the EFFSC is moving away from political engagement, political theory, and everything political, and focusing more on gossip. We need mechanisms that will make sure that comrades within branches are making sure that ideology and political theory is being implemented, even if it goes by force, whereby maybe 2 or 3 days a week,
Your time
as compulsory,
is finished, my brother.
branches must go and attend.
Your time is finished. Next.
Thank you, President. My name is Aseza Zanogushimayapi from UWC. No, I wanted to engage the financial report, but I see there are no figures, so I'm not sure if it's literature or what, so I'll rather focus on the organizational report. SG, we have a problem. You mentioned something about one of the commissars, Mafia, having left office about 2 years ago, and then shockingly the person is still standing for office. So I want to know about, does the EFFSC have internal mechanism to deal with such, because we have a situation where people are going to use the movement to upgrade their CVs and then disappear from the scene. Like an example, when he was deployed to Northern Cape moved from a membership, as the figures here, of over 1,000 to 100, dropping a dismal failure. And then that person is still allowed to stand for office. I think such thing, there should be talks about that, not abusing democracy at all. But then we have to be focused and honest with ourselves. And secondly, there's a sister of mine, I think Nomonde, who spoke about theft, but we must not allow theft. And again, it's shocking that it comes from KZN, because one of the comrades that's contesting there was involved in a theft story of towers and everything. But I won't dwell much on that. I think we must be honest with ourselves, because this is a platform when we are going to nominate people, and then those people must represent us. Now, if we are led by people who are involved with theft, then that actually reflects us as theft. Sure, no problem. And lastly, leadership. Yeah, man. No, Bala, I have a problem, Kulando. There's a comrade here who came, Wati. You said someone died, of which Lomdulo akaswelanga. In Sikhosa, we are sure. Of which then, but now, obviously, we are going to get into after Umdwebe. But now the atmosphere is very much difficult. You can't even, as no was not clearly because Kukui situation is boy and all that.
Your time is finished. I morale, I discipline. Let's allow the next speaker to speak. Fighters, let's give the next speaker a chance to speak. Please speak.
Amandla, Sanmonan Fighters, Igama Ulungelo Wagashang from UKZN PMB campus. Content aluyilungisa kwi organizational reports kanobhala. The parts ekade khuluma ngeKZN. Uthe laphayana when he said indaba yokuthi I-suspension yase UKZN PMB, ubhale sengazuthi we are only suspended from our SRC duties. comrades were not only suspended from our SRC duties, were suspended from the institution. We have been kicked out of residencies. We are not allowed to enter campus. So can you please, comrades, attend this thing ngendlela ezoshesha ngoba njengamanje kumele ngibuyele KZN and anginayo indawo yokuhlala mangisuka la. And again, I have a comment. SG kade khuluma ngama cases in most of our comrades abe namacala uthe ama cases they are being solved uthe amanye they are pending. Comrades, uma ngabe nisiza ngalento yokulungisa amacala, can you please make sure ukuthi amacala, if comrades are not guilty, kuyasho ukuthi they are not guilty, if kuukuthi kumele withdraw amacala kumele withdraw, we cannot be having pending cases because leyanto leya iyasilimaza usuqedile degree awukwazi ukuthola your certificate because kukhona into ethi you have a pending case. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Next.
Ngibonge ubuhlo kaNzimande ngiqhamuka le kwaZulu Natal eMthashana TVET College eFried Campus. Okokuqala nje ngiqala ukuqala ngalapha na ku Annexure A eMthashana TVET College Fried Campus. We do have a president and we do have a secretary. Eyokuqala nje leyo bese futhi ngigijima ngiya lapha na ku issue le ya le organizational report. Le organizational report kahle kahle isitshela ukuthi iCSC team ele ngabe kade ya dissolve ayikho nothing akho lutho because most they've resigned abakhona are doing nothing. Kuthiwa inkokheli lapha no organizer, I have never organized anything, but siyabona lapha ukuthi kukhona lapha na bullet number 9 kuthiwa national programs aseyalistwa wonke ama programs aorganiziwe akhona. So the question is, who organized those events? And in organizing those events, one contact an organizer, or he was doing it alone, in order to discredit who organized. The second one, Fisu Kulumangale, international relations, Kutiwa is on leave. I want to ask, Ngokwazi wami, leave you say we are shooting leave yamikala on this date, it ends on this date. But lapaktiwa till to date. Yaitini leave for mafia. Can you give us specific dates so that we know Uguti Atini live ya? And also, Uti, there was only one that was organized, and till so far there is nothing reported. But we've seen Uguti, the EFF Students Command with a ECCT member, Ukomisa Godrich Kadi, ama officials I Student Command on the 15th of July 2021. They were hosting ama officials as a student, host students from University Association of Ghana. So I would also want to ask Uguti, did you contact Umafia in organizing those things, or you decided to do it on your own?
Your time is finished,
Thank
my
you.
brother. Next.
Thank you very much, President. My name is Mila Zibi, and I'm the president of the UCT SRC, and also the Political Commissar of the Western Cape Provincial.
Comrades, can we have order, please?
So I only have 2 questions for the Treasury report, and then I'll begin to move to the organizational report. Comrade TG, you do indicate in your report that there were members that were charged for misusing the funds of the organization. And then you said that there was some sort of remedial to say that these members must bring back that amount at a particular date. 4 members, for those CACT members, did not bring back that money. Why did the Central Disciplinary Committee not suspend those members, or at least further take up on the issue? Secondly, for the TG, how many SRCs have paid levies? Your report does not speak anything as to how many of SRCs have paid levies. Yes, you do indicate the challenges that are having with SRCs who are not paying levies, but we need to ensure that those SRCs paid levies, and we know we must ensure how best can we be, make sure that we strengthen that profit. Not profits, man. How more we can collect that revenue. And then I want to move to the national report, President. The national report, I want to say that the EFF Student Command, when we compare it to the EFF, it is very poor at a governance level. And the EFF gives us all kinds of outlooks as to how can we strengthen our governance. The report that you gave us, SG, though it is very comprehensive, It does not speak to the programs that are embarked on by different SRCs and different institutions of higher learning. It does not speak about those programs, whether those objectives were in line with the movement and our objectives. I want to also move that your report, SG, I think your report is going to not make us have progress, because your report is dishonest in the sense that it does not speak and tell us about the challenges that we are facing as a movement. And as a movement, we must be able to detail the challenges that we are facing. We can't only say that the challenges that we faced were only because of COVID-19.
President, your time is finished.
Okay, can I make the last point, President?
It's finished, President.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Thank you very much. My name is Musho Matabang from the University of Free State, Bloemfontein campus. I want to address the Secretary General based on the Constitution of the EFF Student Command, because it states that the Secretary General is actually a full-time officer in that office in such a way that they are supposed to be doing the administrative work. We have a problem, and we've been sending emails to the SG's office, but all the response we get is that we keep on getting noted and noted again and again. And I'm not sure if you are really doing your duties there as a full-time officer there or not. And part of the problems that we had is the fact that we have members from our branch that actually contested to be delegates to be here. But after they lost, they are here right now, sitting here. They submitted some bogus branches. There is South Campus that exists that we don't know of. And the provincial officer, the provincial secretary of the Free State has sent numerous emails complaining about that, and we've been saying noted and noted. And also the fact that there are so many branches that failed audit, and they failed audit after you have launched PSAs. Yet at the same time, PSAs continued the way they were. Those people that were elected, basically they are bogus because they were voted in by those branches that failed audit. And when I get to the Treasurer's office, comrades, I think this one I should wait and submit it there, but I feel tempted to submit it here. Comrades, the SRC levies, the branches pay 10 rand and the money goes to national. Why can't you allow those levies to actually fund the branches? Who's going to fund the branches? I mean, we are supposed to have programs as the branch. Where are we going to find money to now operate as a branch? We must now start even using our last cents from NSFAS to even, like, we don't have money, comrades. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Greetings, comrades. My name is Raileboga Makeledise from the University of the Free State. My question is for Komisa Muzikoza. Firstly, I'd like to request the number of branches, BSCTs that have been inducted, because we've had a problem in the Free State where for the past 2 years, we have been requesting you to induct our BSCTs. You have been ignoring our emails. Now, how are we expected from the CACT to make sure that every campus in this country delivers an SRC?
Fighters, sorry to disturb you. Fighters, you keep on coming, and I know the last person there. And the next thing you're going to complain when I block you. Stop what you are doing. Sorry to disturb you, my sister. Continue.
Delivers an SRC and also contributes to the 1 million membership of the EFF if we are failing to even induct BSCTs. Also, we are given deadlines as to when branches must launch, yet we are not even given deadlines as to when they'll be inducted. It just seems as though comrades make us launch branches for the 1,000 rands that they receive from us, and it's wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Molweni fighters, igama lami ndinguNosipho Manzini from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Howard College branch. Mna i-concern yam apha is that isizofunda ngenkani is listed as a national program. Yes, it was introduced by the previous structure, ukubana we must implement in our branches, but we do not receive assistance from the CSCT when it comes to isizofunda ngenkani. Another thing, with organizational reports, USG, utbana they held a Blade Must Fall and Free Education picket where they were, what do you call, a memorandum of, they think it bahambisa a memorandum of demands, a union buildings. But akachong, but was there feedback from the union buildings and utsini yatsini CSCT ngalonto le ngelo feedback le ukuthi will they implement the free education abai announcer bona ngulanyaka. Another thing is that the program that has been omitted in the organizational report is that the CSCT issued a poster saying that the EFFSC will be assisting students with registration. That really made us as branches look like we're idiots, because Tina at campuses were fighting for free registration. We're saying that students must not pay for registration because they cannot afford registration. And then the CSCT is saying that they will assist people uguti ba register, of which we don't know what happened to that thing, because people were calling us, Ubana, can you please assist us with into? We have been referred by CSCT members, uguti they must contact us, uguti mele benze njani ngendaba registration. And EFFSC, iti bana imele, it wants free education. So how can we be enabling our institution? How can we be enablers of into?
Your time is up, my sister. Next.
My name is Inamandla Mabunda from the University of KwaZulu-Natal in Howard College. I'm going to raise just a few points. I think the first one is to give clarity. In the organizational report, where they said that in UKZN PMP, they wrote things which are wrong in the organization report to an extent that is what clarified by the lady here from UKZN PMP. Then again, there is an issue of immunity that there were comrades which were arrested. Then now in the organizational reports, again, it's written that they were arrested for trespassing and arson. This is not the case. Arson was not part of the arrest. So now I have a feeling that the leadership itself is not in touch with what is happening on the ground. So then said that they write wrong things. Now, to an extent that I'm not even sure if even the case whereby we speak of the organizer and even the international and even other additional, if all of those things that are said about them, they are true, because there are so many wrongs to this organizational report. Then I want to come to a point of a question around the EFF Joint Command Youth Picket. There is, you said you did a march, but those demands, there's nothing being said in terms of what was the response after that march. Then come to the issue of membership. I don't know how is the database nationally is being managed, because there are people who are not even in the EFF Strength Command from institution who are leading from 2019, but they are still receiving emails as branch leaders. So there is a problem, because some information is very confidential. It's information of the organization. Can we try and work around that? Then to raise this point, to say one is not happy. One is not happy.
Your time is up, my brother. Next.
Sanibona. Igama lami nguMrena kaMthuli from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Jude campus. Comrade SG, angifuni ungasho. I'm very shocked about this report, especially from an organization that leads majority of SRCs across the country, that we can just have a mere report of 6 paragraphs, you know. A report on governance that does not speak much in terms perhaps of outlining the challenges we are facing as an organization at the governance level, opportunities, our strengths, and our threats as an organization. There is absolutely nothing that the SG has raised. We have universities where the organization still does not contest SRC elections, where the ban, where students cannot vote for a ban of the FFSC, they only vote for individuals who wear T-shirts of the organization. Hence, students can't pick that organization. And at your report, at your governance report, we don't touch on such basis that perhaps we have seen that you have SRCs that are being suspended, you have SRCs that are being expelled. You hardly touch on such issues, where they emanate from, and what can you recommend going forward to the incoming CCT as to how they must manage government issues. We have SRCs who can lead an entire term and deliver nothing. We have SRCs who live for allowances and residencies, where they just post statements about allowances and residencies. There is no clear organizational direction on governance, how we must conduct ourselves as student leaders in governance, what is expected of us. We can't even have perhaps a manifesto, perhaps at a national scale, that should guide branches, you know. And I also want to ask on this thing of GUT, is it going to be a parallel structure of the BSCT when it's going to deployment?
Time is up, my brother. Next.
Thank you very much. I'm Comrade Beast from Pumalanga, Ngangala TVET College in Witbank campus. Mine is to seek clarity on the Treasurer's report. On page 11 of 7.2.1.6.5, it states that they met with the NSFAS CEO. My question is to say, are issues of TVETs of NSFAS being represented in national level? Because I'm not trying to be institutional racist, but we have two NSFAS in our institutions of higher learning. There is NSFAS in universities, which is treating them well. There's NSFAS in TVET, which is abusing our students, and our students are not benefiting anything from it. So I get this discombobulated treasurer that even on you meeting with the CEO, there is nowhere where you state and stipulate that the report of the CEO of NSFAS was like that. Maybe that is to show that issues of TVET are not being represented in the national level. Because if indeed issues of TVET were represented in national level, then the NSFAS was going to be one and accommodate all students in all institutions of higher learning, not this one that is suppressing students of TVET side and is busy treating students of universities. We are not stepchildren in these institutions. So you can't, the NSFAS can't be treating us as if TVET students are stepchildren of institution of higher learning. Thank you very much. Salute.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now we will go to the responses of the questions. I'm not sure which one will start, TG or TG.
Thank you very much, President. Now, comrades, we appreciate the engagements. It shows that the student movement is alive and young people are engaging. So majority of the questions here were contribution towards what members want and what members feel it should be done by the organization. So majority of the points here, they speak to how we are lacking, for instance, in governance. We are lacking in governance in terms of SRC, behavioral patterns, fluctuation, we win, we lose. So, comrades, if you can still remember in the organizational report, we have recommended that the Students' Command must engage on establishing an EFFSC governance task unit. That's the unit, comrade, that will assist the gap that we are having with regards to SRC. It further recommended that the EFFSC GTU will focus on the following areas: to induct members, to educate members, to oversee the work of the SRC, and moreover, to also play a critical role towards the nomination and election of SRC candidate that must represent the organization, either beyond campus or at a central level. So if we can take that to commissions and we then deliberate on how best do we then improve our shortfalls or our problems in terms of student governance, I think that can take us forward. Comrades, the issue of the 10,000 rand that we requested, the steering committee convened. Let me also highlight this, comrades. SRC members are not delegates. They were not part of the delegation. Then the steering committee said, after receiving requests from presidents, then we therefore arrived to an agreement that we can invite them, provided they donate to their own organization to an amount of 10,000 rand. But we can tell you now that no one has paid. So it's a question that is out. So, comrades, but you must also look into this. Our SRC members in institutions of higher learning, they pay over 50,000 to affiliate with SAUS. But when it comes to you supporting your own organization that campaigned for you, that assisted you to win at your campus, it's difficult. We are called names. But because it's SAUS, you can quickly pay 50,000 to SAUS. For what? Comrade, you spoke of bogus branches. That we cannot entertain, comrade. It is closed. There are no. Let us not speak, comrades, without figures, evidence. The EFF has platforms, communication platforms. You can't just come here. They are bogus branches. Where are those bogus branches? And we gave you communication lines. And we even told you on the guidelines that if you have detected any wrongdoing, report it within 48 hours in this email. You didn't do that. Then now you are reactionary, and then we can't attend to that. Comrades, we can't. All dispute, they were resolved, not by students' command. They were resolved by the EFF. We're never even part of it. And we know, we can tell you now, after the report, that the EFF have done due diligence in ensuring that they receive and they resolve all your disputes. I'm not sure why are you raising your hand, because I'm responding. But Secretary, how do we're going to have a problem here? But what kind of culture are you harboring in the student movement? What point of order, because I'm responding here?
Just said right now, SG, with regards to saying if we see any wrongdoing, we must report it.
Secretary,
yes.
You are not noted, ne?
Okay.
And we don't even know you are standing on what point.
Okay.
Can you please allow the SG to finish responding, please?
Right.
Thank you very much, President. Comrades, the SGO report was inspired by Amika Capral. I will repeat that. When he said, and I quote, hide nothing from the masses of our people. Tell no lies. Expose lies whenever they are told. Mask no difficulties, mistakes, and claim no easy victory. So, comrades, the report of the third CSCT was trying to explicitly report to each and every portfolio. You can't come here and say, but the portfolio, according to the constitution, the organizer must also work with the SG and the president. Yes, but the man was not there. There's no work being done by that particular person. Yes, we must work with him. Yeah, it's correct. But the man was not there to do the work. There was nothing, literal nothing, no report. What must I must say? We did work for him. It can't be correct. The portfolio, the commissar deployed have done nothing, and that's the truth, and I'll stand by it. Then when you speak of publication, comrade, we had some few problems within the communication. So Commissar Kola, Metro Makul, was then deployed to be the spokesperson. And then I think after a year, he went on an initiation for over a year. Then the officials, or the president, the SG, together with the officials, they to also resume on that communication. Furthermore, recommended to the CACT to then put Commissar Sianyulo to assist on communication. That's why we had some problems with regards to our communication. But I can tell you now, comrade, that we have done our utmost best. Lastly, comrade, you are saying there's a CACT member whom we only reported one activity. That's the only thing that he wrote to us. That's the only thing that Commissar Mafia have done in his term of office. That's the only thing. And we can't hide it. And we are saying further to that, he then sent to us a letter that but comrade, I'm saying he then sent a letter to be excused of his responsibilities. Up to date, he never wrote any letter to say, now I'm retrieving my letter, my leaf. That's why I'm saying to date, the letter is still there. Comrades, let's try and take this opportunity with all the recommendations that we had straight to commission. Then let's bring a strong students' command. Thank you very much, President.
Thank you very much, SG. I morally, I discipline. Then let's go, TG.
Thank you very much, everyone. So the first thing that I'm going to touch on is that of the financial statements. So, fighters, the financial statements are here, and they will be viewed, but we got advice from the higher structure to say that let us take the financial statements into the commissions, so they will be projected and you will see them, and we will pay them and couple them with the financial report, and we will deliberate on that, and the rapporteur will report on that tomorrow. So they are here, they exist. And then on the issue of branch membership, someone asked how much is the percentage of branch membership in terms of our income. As it stands, it's 95% of our income, which is quite a lot. But what we have been doing in our term is that when we do fundraising for programs, we've been leveraging resources. So we'd be like, okay, can you pay for the venue? Can you pay for T-shirts, et cetera, because we're coming from COVID-19. So a lot of people were reluctant to give us money. And then there was the issue of someone saying that they weren't getting T-shirts from the national structure. So in the report, it says certain provinces. And when I say certain provinces, these are the likes of Gauteng, Limpopo, Western Cape, Mpumalanga, who actually took the initiative to approach the CACT to say, we have a particular program of action in terms of fundraising. Can you assist us here and there? And then we did. And you would see in Western Cape, they have a lot of resources because they have approached us. So you also have to take the initiative to actually come to us. You're not going to just receive T-shirts from us. And then on the matter of the members of the CSCT that were charged by the CSDC. So this issue, the EFF and the EFFSC knew about this issue, and I followed up with the CSDC until the chair of the CSDC resigned, Komisam Pomotle, and yeah, there was no response. So I did send a follow-up report. And then there was an issue of SRC levies. So guys, I think there's an issue with the structure of the TGO generally in the student command, because basically the TGO is a department. And as you can see, most of the financial steering committee members are not even here today. 90% of them have resigned. And I outline it in the report to say that I only received assistance from the officials. So imagine, guys, I'm administering the TGO, designing the website, designing T-shirts. It's impossible. It's not a one-man job. Like if we look at the TGO of the EFF, there's a whole department that collects levies. So we need to actually ensure that there is a proper structure of the TGO that will be able to do all of these things. And then in terms of the meeting with NSFAS, I don't think that is a question for the TGO. I think that was about the organizational, yeah. I think that's it from me.
Thank you very much, TG. Can we move? Can I have hands of those who are moving for the adoption of 2? Let's start with organizational report. Can I have the hands that move for the adoption of the organizational report? Where? Okay, there. Yes. Can you go to the mic there?
Thank you, President. I'm not here for adoption. I'm here for a point of clarity to the Commissar.
We are moving for adoption, my brother.
How can we move while other people don't understand the what you call the report that we just had now? We can't move because we don't understand. How can we move while we don't understand?
You ask questions, you were given an opportunity to ask questions, you asked and they responded. That's why we are adopting now.
They haven't responded to an extent whereby we'll be satisfied with their response.
Sorry? Can we move? Can you go and sit down, my brother? We get someone who want to adopt. Anyone who want to adopt the organizational report? There's a hand here, yes.
President, have you noted me on the adoption of the agenda? I mean, of the report?
I haven't seen you, but I already noted her. She's coming for the same purpose. I want to believe.
Okay,
yes.
that's fine.
My name is Andy Limtumunya from Witbank campus in Kangala TVET College in Mpumalanga. We second the adoption of the organizational report.
You adopt the report, the organizational report. Can I see the hand that seek to second the adoption of the report? Knees.
No, thank you very much,
Sure.
President. My name is Nis Matabane from Sifako Makhato, Health Science University in Gauteng. I fully second the adoption of that particular report.
Thank you very much. So now we are going to the adoption of Treasurer's report. Can I see those who want to adopt the Treasurer's report? Yes. Yeah.
I fight a lot of Ndeleni, fighter in good standing from CPUT Public Campus. I stand to adopt the credentials of Treasurer's report.
Can I see the hand that seek to second the adoption of the Treasurer's report? The seconder of the Treasurer's report? Yes, there. Yeah. At the back there was someone, yes.
Thank you, President. It's Zenzo Shazo, the Provincial Secretary of...
Zenzo, I noted this guy. This one.
But you said at the back.
Yeah, he was also at the back, Mus. Can you speak, my man?
I fighters Matumbati from Umlumati campus. I second the adoption of the...
Thank you very much. Both organizational report and the treasurer's report are fully adopted. And then now, I'm going to call DP to come to the podium. Thank you very much.
Amandla, viva EFF, viva. Forward to free decolonial education, forward. Amandla, away, two. Thank you very much, President of the Student Command and the 4th National Students Assembly. What is going to happen now is that we're going to dissolve the CSCT, and then we're going to give this session to the Elections Committee, which is going to take nominations. And immediately after that, we're going to outline commissions and the venues for all commissions. So if there is ballot, what is going to exactly happen is that you'll go for dinner or is it supper, and then from there, you then go to commissions to deal with what would have been outlined as commissions. And then the voting station has already been established, will then be fetched from the commissions to go and vote for the top 5 positions. But just briefly before we dissolve the CSCT, is that when you go to commissions, don't do what majority of you who made interventions here did, of asking questions which you are supposed to be providing answers to. When we say that you have got a National Students Assembly, your role as delegates is to provide solutions as to what should be the program of action, what should be the model of overseeing governance in different institutions of higher learning. It doesn't help if you stand up and say, what about this, what about that? The solutions must come from you. The assembly must be the platform upon which you generate solutions as to how do you better manage the organization moving forward, so that when a new Central Students Command team is elected, there's a clear mandate that is generated out of interventions from all of you. So those of you who are going to be chairing commissions, when a delegate stands up to ask a question, you must ask them to respond to that question before they sit down. They ask questions about what must happen with the support for TVET colleges, which is a very important question. They must respond to it before they sit down. Everything else that has to be dealt with, you must respond to questions. Ideally, before you even ask a question, when you stand up to make an intervention in a commission, already come with concrete solution in terms of what happens. Now we're going to the part which we said we're here for. In terms of this particular item, we want to dissolve the Central Students Command team as elected by the 3rd National Students Assembly in 2019. So their term has come to an end. You can give them a round of applause as they step down to go and join their provinces.
Sizojika izinto wena ukhalelane isikhathika izinto wena ukhalelane
Wasengisihle for president. Sihle for president.
Amandla. Viva EFF, viva. Amandla. I think fighters, leave the microphones. Please never ever use a microphone when you have not been authorized to do so. This is a disciplined assembly of the EFF, which at all times must exercise discipline. It will be very easy to discontinue your relationship to this assembly if you just use a microphone without permission. So let us be much more disciplined in terms of what happens. The section that we're going to go into now is going to be presided by the Institute of Elections Management Services in South Africa. Or in Africa. The Institute of Elections Management Services in Africa, so which is an organization that manages elections and is led by Comrade Terry Tselane. So Comrade Terry Tselane was for a very long time the deputy chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission. And he's familiar with environments like this because when he was a student at the University of the Witwatersrand, Johannesburg, he used to be a student activist in the 80s, so he knows issues that relate to students. So only voting delegates are going to participate in this process. So those of you who are not voting delegates, you must come and sit on the tables in front here. You must not be within the delegates because there's going to be an exercise that includes counting of hands for secondment of those who have been nominated. So if you are not a voting delegate, you are a guest of the SRC and all of those things, you must immediately isolate yourself from the delegates so that you do not find yourself raising hands when you're not supposed to do so. And if you mistakenly raise your hand when you're not a delegate, you know we're going to terminate your guest status. We're going to take our tag and ask you to leave because you'll be engaging in an unlawful activity and process. So without waste of time, let us hand over this session to the Institute of Elections Management Services in Africa, Comrade Terry Tselane. Over to you. Sorry, Comrade Terry. Can everyone else be seated down? No one must be moving up and down. All of you must be seated down. And then the doors must be closed. We do not want people moving up and down. Everyone else must be seated down so that we know who is who and what is happening. You can't be standing on corridors. All of you must sit down so that we handle this process thoroughly in the manner that is required. The people who are standing is the people who are coming from the elections committee that are going to be helping with this particular process. Comrade Terry.
Thank you very much, DP. I think to make things a lot more easier, I'm going to request that those who are non-voting delegates should actually sit at the back on my right. At the back on my right so that it is easy for us to be able to identify those who are supposed to be participating in the process. I'm going to start firstly with the rules, the election rules. And these election rules are derived from the constitution of EFF Student Command, as well as the election guidelines. In terms of Section 8, of the Constitution of EFF Student Command, every member of the EFF Student Command has a right to vote in any elections the EFF Student Command participates in accordance with such rules and regulations. 2, to vote in any elections held by EFF Student Command in accordance with such rules and regulations. 3, to be elected to any office in EFF Student Command in accordance with such rules and regulations. 4, to participate in meetings and other activities organized by EFF Student Command. Now, in terms of Section 15, members of the CSCT shall be composed of the following: the President, Deputy President, Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General, Treasurer General, and 16 additional members. In terms of the guidelines, in instances where there is contestation, voting shall be by secret ballot in a transparent and open process, which should be observed by nominated observers. Each province must nominate 2 delegates to the National Students' Assembly as observers. In relation to the nomination and voting processes, the chairperson of the Elections Committee shall call for the nomination of the top 5 positions in the following sequence: President, Deputy President, Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General, and Treasurer General. Nominated delegates must be members of the EFF Student Command and must present a proof of registration for the current academic year. After nominations of each position, the chairperson of the Elections Committee will ask if the nominated member is available. Confirmation of availability can be through the nominated member verbally communicating their availability if they are a voting delegate, or through a letter which should be submitted to the Elections Committee. Once nomination has been confirmed, the chairperson of the Elections Committee should ask the National Student Assembly voting delegates to second the nomination by a show of hands, and only names that reach 30% of the voting delegates will be included on the ballot. If a name of a nominated candidate reaches 30% threshold, it will be included on the ballot paper. If there is only one nomination, such a nomination will be confirmed as duly elected to the position upon which they were nominated. In instances where there is more than one nomination for each position, which has reached the 30% threshold, the Elections Committee shall develop a ballot paper for the delegates. Once the ballot paper is printed, the Elections Committee shall, with the assistance of National Student Assembly, appoint observers who will be accepted by all candidates and nominees as observers. I've already indicated how this process is going to take place. Before elections, all the ballot papers shall be stamped or signed at the back with a unique stamp or signature, which cannot be copied by anyone. We've got our own stamp, IMSA stamp, that we're going to be using for this purpose. The numbers of the ballot papers shall then be counted in front of the Elections Committee and observers. The voters' roll for the election shall be attendance register to the National Student Assembly. In other words, the attendance register will be used as a voters' roll. A voting station will be set up, allowing each and every voter or delegate to have space to vote secretly. The space that was used for registration is the one that is going to be used for the purpose of voting. The temporary voting station should necessarily have the following: attendance register, which is our voters' roll, ballot papers, space for delegates to vote secretly, and pens to vote, and empty ballot boxes. Upon entering the temporary voting station, the delegates' names will be checked on the voter's roll, marked, and the delegate issued with one ballot paper to vote secretly. In other words, if all 5 positions are contested, all those 5 positions will be contained in one ballot, indicating the names of people who are contesting for each portfolio. When all delegates have voted, the elections committee will close the temporary voting station and begin counting. In other words, the same station that is used as a voting station will be turned into a counting center. Counting will happen as follows. Firstly, count the number of votes cast. Secondly, separate the number of votes received by each candidate, count how many votes each candidate received, count the number of spoiled ballots, and this will be contained in the results slip. The candidate with the highest number of votes will be the one who is elected for the position. After counting has been finalized, all delegates will be called to the National Student Assembly for the announcement of the names of those who have been elected. In an instance where 2 candidates receive the same number of votes for one position, the elections committee will reconvene the plenary to explain that there are delegates who receive the same number of votes and revoting will happen on a secret ballot. Only 16 additional members should be voted into the Central Students Command Team and added with the top 5 position elected. The total number will therefore be 21. Of the 21 members of the Central Students Command Team, a minimum of 50% of the Central Student Command Team shall be females, meaning that 11 females shall constitute the total 21 members of the Central Student Command Team. This rule and guideline is non-negotiable. I'll keep on reminding you in terms of the number of women who have been nominated so that we have or we comply with this obligation during the elections. Whether we are going to be going for balloting for additional members or not, we must at least have 11 women in those that are elected. And then we will ensure that we comply with this obligation as I've already indicated. The nomination of additional members will happen from the floor, and the threshold for this nomination will be 25% of the voting delegates. Voting shall be by secret ballot, and the top 16 candidates for additional members with the highest votes are elected as members of the Central Command's team, subject to the aspect that I mentioned earlier on of ensuring that there is compliance with the obligation of having at least 11 women in that top level of the organization. The elections committee shall be constituted by the steering committee, prepare the ballot papers as directed by the Constitution, make adequate preparations for voting by secret ballot where applicable, including the provisions of ballot boxes and the setting up of machinery for effective supervision and counting of votes. This aspect has already been catered for, as I've indicated at the beginning, that we've got a voting station that has already been set up for the purpose of ensuring that you can actually be able to participate through voting. Establish further procedures for voting and handle any disputes arising, announce the results of ballots, and the chairperson of the election committee shall verify the names of all candidates that are accurately captured on the ballot paper and sign it off before it can be printed. As you may be aware, at the time when you dealt with the credentials, it was indicated that the total number of people who are here, or the delegates with the power to vote, it's 588. Now for the top 5 positions, we will have to establish 30% of 588. Now, 30% of 588 is 176. And for additional members, we will have to establish a 25% threshold, and then that 25% threshold translates into 147 votes. This, as indicated when I started, it will be by show of hands. Ladies and gentlemen, we will start with the nominations. As I indicated, and as per the Constitution and the election guidelines, we will deal with positions as follows. We start with nomination for the position of the president. The process is going to be painless. You are going to raise your hand at least for 2 minutes, and then after that, the counting would be done, and I will indicate as to whether a candidate nominated has passed the threshold or not. Now, ladies and gentlemen, any nomination for the position of president? I can see a hand here. Can you go to the mic?
Yeah, thank you very much. Standing before you is Zibele Socialist Nombeu, delegate from CPUT District 6 campus, EFF Student Command and EFF member in good standing, registered voter with the IEC. I stand here today, I stand before the House to nominate for the position of the political head of the Student Command, the first respondent of the Student Command, the name of Sichelonzi.
Thank you. Sichelonzi, you've been nominated. Are you available?
Thank you very much. My name is Sichelonzi, fighter, delegate, and member from the UCT EFF Students Command branch in the Western Cape. I am available.
Thank you very much. Can I establish support for this nomination by raising your hand, please? Just keep. Yeah, please sit down. Please sit down. Sit down wherever you are. We will be able to see you. Sit down. But raise your hand. Keep your hand up, but sit down. Sit down. For 1 minute. For 30 seconds. Just keep that hand up. Keep the hand up. Keep the hand up. Keep the hand up. Ladies and gentlemen, you may put your hands down. Lonzi has passed the threshold. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, can I establish as to whether there is any further nomination for the position of the president? I can see a hand somewhere there. Yes?
My name is Agnes Ramalepe, the Gauteng Provincial Secretary, and I nominate Mafia Fane for president.
Mafia Fana, can you go to the nearest mic and please pronounce your names so that we can be able to capture your name properly. Okay.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer, and greetings to all members of the Students' Command who are here. Comrades, I'm humbled by the nomination, and by virtue of that, I am available.
Sorry, can you, sorry. Mafia, sorry. Can you come back to the mic and then pronounce your names again?
Come again, sir?
Can you pronounce your names again?
Mafia Fani. M-A-F-I-A-F-A-N-E.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, by show of hand, can I establish as to whether there is support for that nomination? Please raise up your hands. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Raise your hand, but sit down. Only one hand for 2 minutes. Sit down and raise your hand. For 1 minute, 30 seconds. Keep your hand up. For 1 minute, keep your hand up, but sit down. Sit down and raise your hand. And raise your hand. Raise your hand for 30 seconds. Raise your hand for 30 seconds. Now, you may put your hand down. That's fine. You can keep your hand down, please. Lower your hand. It's okay. Lower your hand now. Lower your hand. And then can I just appeal once again? Please, this is the process that we're going to follow. When we call for support, just raise one hand, sitting down. When you are standing up, you are actually obstructing other people's view. So it becomes difficult for us to count. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Please, we will see your hand. For as long as your hand is up, we will definitely see your hand. Now, in 30 seconds, I will... ladies and gentlemen, Mafia Fani has passed the threshold. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I want to move with speed with this process. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Is there any further nomination for the position of the president? I see a hand up there. Please go to the mic. Yes, you. Yeah. Yes, you.
Greetings, comrades. My name is Mkondi Simtembu, also known as Nkabi, from the province of KwaZulu-Natal in UKZN EFF Student Command Westville branch. I'm the member of the EFF in good standing. I'm standing up here, presiding officer, to suggest and propose the closure of nominations.
Is there any further nomination for the position of the president? I'm only recognizing those who are nominating. If I don't see a hand, I will pass. There is no hand. Or there's a hand. Okay. A person who has raised a hand, go to the mic.
Good evening, fellow fighters. My name is Untitled Chapter from Orbit Mangwe campus, and I nominate Itumele Molefe for presidency. Itumele Molefe for presidency.
Itumele Molefe, can you go to the podium or to the mic, to the nearest mic?
My name is Itumele Molefe from the Northwest in Bujanala, UNISA, University of South Africa, in Rustenburg. I'm from Ward 5 in Pogeng, a member of EFF in good standing, and I am available for president.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, thank you. Can I see, by show of hands, the support for the name Itumele Molefe for the position of president? Your hand up. Your hand up. Hand up. Hand up for 30 seconds. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Thank you. You may lower your hand.
Sorry, Chairperson of the Commission, there's a person who is standing in front of a microphone that is not recognized for anything. Can you please go and sit down, Chief? Go and sit down. Comrades, this meeting is run through procedure. You only approach the microphone when you're called upon to do so. Please. And this thing of proposing closure must not happen. It's done by the Elections Committee. The Elections Committee chairperson will be able to establish if there are no further nominations, but must open up this process for everyone else to be nominated. That is what your constitution says must be done. So let us not waste each other's times because you want to be speaking when it's not necessary. Let us run this process thoroughly and everything else. No one must approach a microphone unless you have been asked to do so by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Please.
Thank you very much, DP, for that. Itumele Molefe has not passed the threshold. Any further nomination for this position? I don't see any hand up, and therefore I will close the nomination for the position of the President. And I still want to emphasize what I said earlier on. Please, in line with what the DP was saying, just raise your hand. Don't stand up for whatever position. Now, we're going for Deputy President. Any nomination for this position of Deputy President? Let me start at the back there. Yes, you.
Thank you so much. My name is Kimwabe Jonalaruna Tapedi from the Free State. I nominate Udidireti Masebo to be the Deputy President of the EFF Student Command. Thank you.
Uridiretse, can you go to the nearest mic, please? Okay, thank you. Uridiretse, please mention your name and your surname, and then indicate your availability.
Sure, Kerilas. My name is Uridiretse Masibi from Johannesburg region, Gauteng province, and I am happily available for Deputy President.
Thank you very much. Again, can we establish support for that nomination? Raise your hand. Sitting down. Sitting down. Sitting down. For 2 minutes. One minute, 30 seconds. Thirty seconds. Okay, thank you very much. You may lower your hand. You will get the results in about 30 seconds. Or maybe I should have said 45 seconds. "30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, Uridiretse has passed the threshold. Okay, thank you. Any further nomination for the position of Deputy President? Here, yeah, in front.
My name is Alice Kolela from UWC, and I'd like to nominate the name of Mzukisi Mnotoza.
Thank you. Mzukisi Mnotoza, can you go to the mic? Mzukisi Mnotoza.
Molweni, my name is Mzukisi, surname Mnotoza, an activist of the EFF and the EFFSC. I am available.
Thank you. Can we establish support for that nomination by show of hands? Keep your hands up for 2 minutes. Keep that hand up for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Keep that hand up for 1 minute. Keep your hand up for 30 seconds. Keep your hand up for 30 seconds. You may now lower your hand. Thank you. You can lower your hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Mzukisi Mnotoza has passed the threshold. Any further nomination? Any further nomination for the position of Deputy President? I see a hand at the back there. Go to the nearest mic. Okay? There's no one. No hands? Where? Okay, on my right there, go to the mic.
Dumelang Kalebiso Kutumelo Lensa from Eastern Cape. I nominate Sianyulu.
Sianyolo, can you go to the mic, please? Sianyolo.
Molweni nonke, igama lami ndinguSiya, member of the Rhodes University EFF Students Command. I'm not available for the position.
Thank you. Sia is not available. Okay. Thank you very much. Any further nomination for the position of Deputy President? I don't see any hand. And then therefore, oh, there's a hand here. Okay, there are no hands. So I'm closing nominations for this position. Thank you. Now we go to the position of Secretary General. At the back on my right there, yes. In a black jacket, yeah. Yes. Go to the mic.
Mandla, my name is Tina Mvimbi. My name is Tina Mvimbi from Eastern Cape, from KZN.
Guys, give each other a chance. I had chosen that guy at the back there.
Thanks very much.
So, yeah.
It's myself.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Masande Kumba, the provincial spokesperson of the EFF Students Command in the Eastern Cape Province. I would like to nominate the name of ZT Dombo for Secretary General. Thanks very much.
ZT Dondo. ZT Yep.
Ndi madekwana. I fight Dombo Zwanga Chiembe. Ndi madekwana. I fight Dombo Zwanga Chiembe, an activist of both the EFF and the EFF Student Command. I'm available.
I'm going to, thank you. I'm going to request someone to assist just with ensuring that the name is properly captured. But any support for ZT Dondo? Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up for 2 minutes. Keep your hands up for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Keep your hand up for 1 minute. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Thank you very much. You may lower your hands. You'll get the result. You lower your hands. You can lower your hands. You'll get the results. Ladies and gentlemen, ZT Dondo has passed the threshold. Thank you very much. Any further nomination for the position of Secretary General? There is a gentleman who I had stopped from speaking. Can you now take the floor?
My name is Tina Mvimbi from eThekwini College, Melbourne branch. I nominate Prince Msomi as Secretary General of the EFF Student Command.
Prince Msomi. Prince Msomi, can you come to Can you go to the nearest mic, please?
No, thank you very much, Program Chair. My name is Prince Msomi. I am available.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, by a show of hands, can I establish support for Prince Msomi? Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up for 2 minutes. Keep your hand up for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Keep your hand up. Please sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down, only raise your hand. For 1 minute, for 30 seconds. You may lower your hands. You'll get the results in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, Prince Msomi has passed the threshold. Any further nomination for the position of Secretary General? I can see hands there, any of the hands in the middle there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. My name is Katuchero Ramchira from the University of Mpumalanga, Mbombela Campus Branch. I nominate Comrade Muzikoza for position as Secretary General.
Okay. Now, Muzi Koza, can you please go to the nearest mic?
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Muzi Koza, and I'm available.
Thank you very much. Again, and then still seated, by a show of hands, can I establish support for that nomination? Raise your hands, those who support that nomination. Raise your hands. Raise your hands for 2 minutes. Raise your hands for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Raise your hand, keep that hand up for 1 minute. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. You may lower your hands. You'll get the results in 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, Muzi Koza has not passed the threshold. Can I? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Can I establish? Can I establish as to whether there is any further nomination for the position of Secretary General? I see a hand there. Oh, sorry. Okay. Any hand this side?
No, thank you very much, Presiding Officer. My name is Sinalo Tengwa, the Deputy Chairperson of KwaZulu-Natal. I would like to nominate for the position of the Secretary General the name of Sandiso Buthelezi.
Saliso Buthelezi, can you go to the nearest mic? Can you go to the nearest mic?
Comrades of the EFF Students Command. Indeed, my name is Sandiso Buthelezi, and I accept the nomination.
Thank you very much. By a show of hand, can I establish support of that nomination? Keep your hands up for 2 minutes. Keep your hands up for 2 minutes. Keep your hands up for 1 minute 30 seconds. Keep your hand up for 1 minute. Keep that hand up for 1 minute. Keep it up for 30 seconds. Keep it up for 30 seconds. "30 seconds. Thank you very much. You may lower your hand. You will get the result in 30 seconds. You'll get the results for Sandiso Buthelezi in 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, Sandiso Buthelezi has passed the threshold. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any further nomination for the position of Secretary General? Any further nomination? I see there is a hand there. Yes, in a black t-shirt. Okay, let's give a chance, please. Let's give a chance, an audience. The floor is yours.
Can I get clarity? Is it for SG or Deputy Secretary?
No, we are still on SG.
Oh, okay, no. My apologies.
Okay, thank you very much. If there are no further nomination for this position, We will go now to, I'm closing nomination for this, and then allow the lady who was already on the floor to make her nomination for the position of Deputy Secretary General.
Amanda. I'm Sanka Malifa. I'm nominating Sia Nyulu for the position of Deputy Secretary.
Sia, can you go to the nearest mic and then please mention your names?
Molweni, njengoba nshilo igama lami ndinguSiya Mthanda Nyulu. I am available for the position of Deputy Secretary General.
Thank you very much. Sia Nyolu is available for the position of Deputy Secretary General by show of hands. Please raise up your hand if you support that nomination. Keep your hand up for 2 minutes. Sit down and then only raise your hand. Sit down and only raise your hand. For 1 minute, 30 seconds. For 1 minute, 30 seconds, keep that hand up. For 1 minute, 30 seconds, keep it up. For 1 minute, keep it up for 1 minute. Keep it up for 30 seconds. For 30 seconds. Thank you very much. You may lower your hand. You will get the result for Sia. Ladies and gentlemen, Sia has passed the threshold. Any further nomination for the position of Deputy Secretary General? Any further nomination? At the back there. No. Yeah. The lady. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I go by the name of Mohotel Shaonolo from Limpopo. I stand to nominate Buganyi Kanya as the Deputy Secretary of the National Student Command. Thank you.
Buganyi Kanya, can you go to the nearest? Buganyi Kanya.
Greetings, my name is Kanya Pungane from the University of the Free State, Bloemfontein campus, and I'm available.
Thank you very much. Again, by show of hand, can I get an indication of support? Keep that hand up. Keep it up for 2 minutes. Keep the hand up for 2 minutes. We will keep it up for 1 minute 30 seconds. Let's keep it up for 1 minute 30 seconds. Keep it up for 1 minute. Keep it up for 1 minute. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Keep the hand up for 30 seconds. Keep that hand up just for 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, you may lower your hands. Thank you. You will get the results. Ladies and gentlemen, Bongani Kanya has passed the threshold. Any further nomination for the position of Deputy Secretary General? I don't see any hand up, and therefore I'm going to close nominations for this position. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going for the position of Treasurer General. Nominations are open for the position of Treasurer General. In front here.
I am Minel Wora from Limpopo. I nominate Malifa Blessing.
Malefa Blessing. Can you go to the nearest mic, please? Malefa Blessing.
I'm Sanka Malifa. I'm not available.
Okay. Malefa is not available. Any further nomination? Okay, okay.
Molweni, igama lami ngu-Aviwe, ndisuke Western Cape CPUT. Bendifuna ukuchonga uAmanda Ntombela from ETUT Jongondongqowo.
Amanda, can you go to the nearest mic, please? Amanda.
Thank you very much, comrades. I go by the name of Amanda Ntombela from Swane University of Technology, and I'm indeed available for the position of Treasurer General.
Thank you very much. By show of hand, can I get an indication of support for that nomination? Keep your hand up for 2 minutes. Keep that hand up for 2 minutes. Keep the hand up for 1 minute 30 seconds. Keep the hand up for 1 minute. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Keep it up for 30 seconds. Only 30 seconds. Thank you very much. You may lower your hand. You'll get the result. Amanda has passed the threshold. Thank you very much. Any further nomination for that position, Treasurer General? I see a hand somewhere here. Yeah.
Evening, comrade. My name is Elvis Chihuahua. I nominate Fighter Metsing from Free State.
Metsi, can you please go to the mic and pronounce your names properly and indicate whether you are available?
I fighter Metsi Mathaku, a member in good standing of the EFF from Ward 19 Bloemfontein, coming from the Economic Freedom Fighters Students Command CUT branch Bloemfontein, am available.
Metsi Mathaku is available by show of hand. Can I see those who support that nomination? Keep that hand up for 2 minutes. Sitting down with your hand up for 2 minutes. And for 1 minute 30 seconds. Keep it up for 1 minute. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Keep that hand up for 30 seconds. Thank you very much. You may lower your hand. You'll get your result in 30 seconds. Metsi Mathaku has passed the threshold. Any further nomination? Okay, thank you, thank you. I don't see any hand up for further nomination, and therefore I'm closing the nominations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, this was the last position in terms of the top 5. We will be preparing a ballot paper, and immediately after that, we will start calling people to come for delegates to come and vote. And then when delegates come to vote, please make sure that you've got your ID with you. And hopefully every delegate who will be coming as a voting delegate would have signed a register, and then their names would be in the register. We don't want to find ourselves in an uncomfortable position where we've got to delay processes because the name of a person does not appear. And only voting delegates should actually proceed. We will call those voting delegates per province in the commission. They'll come from commissions. Okay, wherever you will be from the commissions, we will be calling you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, DP, maybe you should come and explain how you're going to get people to come and vote.
No, thank you very much, comrades. So what is going to happen now is that those of you who have been nominated, you must come to this computer here to verify the spellings of your names. And we did say that it is permissible as well if you think that there's a name which you are known through, you can add it in the middle, so that you do not say that they did not know you. So you must come and verify the names so that we do not have that mistakes in terms of what is going to happen. The TG of the EFF is now going to announce what will be the way forward in relation to commissions, but all of us are going to vote from commissions. There's no one who will be roaming around in terms of this particular process. TG.
Thank you very much, DP. Greetings to your good self, the commissars, and the fighters. So I'm going to outline the commissions. Commission number 1, transformation of higher education. What are the immediate tasks? The chairperson will be the outgone president, Mandla Shikwambana. The scribe is Nompumelelo Dlazi. The rapporteur is Commissar Xola Mehlomakulu, and is gonna take place at OR Tambo 1. The second commission is Organizational Building and Character. The EFF Students Command as Vanguard for Free Education. Chairperson is the Secretary General Muzikoza. There's no scribe. The rapporteur will be the Western Cape PSCT Chairperson, Sikelela Msizazwe. And this commission will be held at OR Tambo 2. So OR Tambo 1 and OR Tambo 2 are next to Clover's Green Restaurant. The third commission is Gender and Sexuality in the Higher Education and Training. The chairperson is Commissar Siya Nyulu. The scribe is Ami Noluvola. The rapporteur is Nsovo Nkuna. And this commission is going to take place here in the Terminal A in front. The fourth commission is the Students Funding and Support. What are the models? The chairperson is the Treasurer General Inamkula. The scribe is Rekon Matebula. The rapporteur is the Eastern Cape PSCT Chairperson Mvelo Abenta. And this commission will take place in this same Terminal A at the back. The fifth and last commission is the role of the EFF Student Command in building a strong EFF. Chairperson is the Mbali Zondo, the former DSG. The scribe is the Limpopo PSC Chairperson Mokwebo Rozizwa. The rapporteur is Northwest PSCT Secretary Senzo Tlazo. And this commission is taking place at King Shaka. Now, the time is 8:10. We are breaking for dinner. Dinner will be, okay. Dinner will be served at Serengeti, which is the thatch roof building here, restaurant, and Clover's Green. And lastly, fighters and commissars, each commission must discuss the proposed amendment on the Constitution, which each commission, when they come to report tomorrow, they start with the proposed amendment, the discussions, and the resolutions around the proposed amendment. There's a few amendments that are proposed in terms of inclusion of EFF principles, membership of the EFF Student Command, CSCT composition change amendment, PSCT composition change amendment, and lastly, BSCT composition change amendment. So this is compulsory for all the commissions to deliberate on and come with proposed resolutions on what must be amended in the Student Command Constitution. DP, thank you very much.
Mandla, that's fine. Fighters, what we're going to do, we're going to go to dinner. So provincial chairpersons must then approach the elections committee to indicate who will be the observers, 2 per province. And once you're an observer, you don't change in between. There's no half time, there is no substitution. And you don't have a phone for the entire period until results have been announced. Let us handle it like that, fighters. Let us go to have the dinner, or is it supper? And then we will come back to the commissions. And then those who have been nominated must come to verify their names in terms of what is expected. Let us proceed like that, fighters. Thank you.